Really is the go button for the team. Final pick of this first draft will be the Alistar here for Keria to pair with the Jhin against that Lucian Braum bottom lane. Isaac, I'll go to you
While
first.
These players have so much experience, there's still that degree of time required as Doran takes an unfavorable trade, but he's chasing Keen down.
Yeah, Keen ignited here, Doran. 52-35 in farm. Doran will be able to equalize some of that, but because Owner was drawn up to the top attempt, starting up the Drake already. Canyon's going to be the one to tank it. Duro and Chovy keeping a defensive position off to the side. Keria steps forward, immediately popping the Unbreakable Will as Gumayusi wants to fire a deadly flourish over the wall. Keria, half HP, Unbreakable Will down. Gen.G still with control over the objective. Owner ready to challenge. Gen.G still trying to maintain control here. Gumayusi off to the side, can open up with a curtain call if he needs. Deadly flourish, not going to find a target. Weaver's wall looking to block him away. Beautiful engage coming out there from Faker. Shockwave. The Ocean Drake goes over to Gen.G, but they've already lost a man. Support for support as Ruler's knocked down next. T1
He is pushing on this bottom side. They're looking for first tower there, and they're just going to try to rush this down because they know if Herald is summoned, they'll likely lose a tower of their own, but they don't have another minion wave here, and T1 is going to try to rush for it. Both teams really trying to defend this hard.
T1, they've got the positioning over the wall with Keria as well. Duro wanted to TP in, but the first turret already goes the way of T1, and the third kill will do the same. The Herald's ready to charge, and T1 is mowing them over. The turret, the kill, and the tier 2 to follow.
And now Chovy's making a play of his own.
Chovy wants to get something back here in the top side. Weaver's wall fires out. Remember, there's no flash for the Gwen to try to get away. The unraveled Earth flies out, and Doran goes down. Chovy gets his kill.
State is so much better for Gen.G. They were able to get the push out on bot. Faker has now regrouped with his team. Watch out for the Jarvan Orianna combo.
Okay, immediately, teleport gonna come in from Doran as Gen.G have the dragon down to half HP. Keria and Owner looking to walk up, maybe make their entry into the fight as Chovy already has to flash defensively to try to get away from Doran. Now the dragon down to 2,000. Keria is in the middle. It's stolen by Owner. T1 trying to make their entry into the fight now as Keen's already at half HP. T1 backing away.
Keria his flash, but it's a great smite there from Owner to secure it. Now, though, looking for a potential re-engage. Owner goes in.
They go in with a shockwave combo on top of the Jarvan, and now they've caught Canyon unaware. He gets away with 100 HP as T1 now trying to back away. Duro thinking about going over the wall. He wants to go in here with the flash, throws up Unbreakable. T1 scrambling, but there's no damage from Gen.G. Owner's ready to go back in, but he has to flash out after Ruler evades him.
They really wanted to contest the red buff, but Gen.G responds so aggressively.
Point for Gen.G. That would have been a mandatory dragon fight for T1 for the rest of the game. That is now not the case. Gen.G, however, ready to teleport in, and it's another fight, this time for the Otacon. Gen.G putting some damage into it, but it's not
Doran has no
particularly
TP.
dying quick. There's no TP for the Gwen. T1 have to try and do something to stop this. Buy a little bit of time for Doran to arrive. Curtain call opens, but Duro's unbreakable. Chovy zoning everybody away here with the unraveled Earth. Owner wants to make his entry, but the Otacon is secured by Canyon. Gen.G have the objective, but what about the fight right after? Owner goes in, Chovy gets out, Owner goes down, Ruler goes off. Keen looking to zone Faker off the back as Doran makes his way into the fight, but he can't snip anybody out. Now he's shot by Ruler, and it's a double kill for the man with the double guns. Faker with a beautiful shockwave to turn the fight at the end, but it's still a 2-for-1 favoring Gen.G. T1 want a little more. Ruler and Duro trying to escape as Keria and Gumayusi are in hot pursuit. Ruler trying to vamp off the minions. Keria wants to catch him. Gumayusi's low. Ruler looking to turn around, but he doesn't have the health. Gumayusi lives. Double kill. Faker.
What a crazy... Pushing out that bottom wave as well. And the tower will fall. A bit of extra gold.
Started the objective, and it looks like Owner and the rest of T1 are now ready to walk over Gen.G. They used too many resources. Canyon got chunked, but they still might think about it. Doran's gonna run interference. The dragon is already claimed. Keen wants to go in, and Chovy's firing off the Weaver's wall, but Keen's already all alone, exhausted in the middle of 5. Keen just dies. Gen.G are completely confuddled, and T1 are happy to teach him a lesson. Gumayusi with another kill. T1, Baron just spawned.
The play early did not seem synced up with his team. Chovy was on a solo mission. Now he's going to go top to try to answer. Keen should be able to knock down this tower, and that is a lot of gold in his pockets here, but T1 going to answer with one of their own.
Yeah, Keen doing a good job making sure that he can...
The edge finished. So pressure on Ruler to get the damage done here. Chovy now just finished his rally, so he's on 3 items. Gen.G not out of this just yet, but it will have to be a great fight.
Beautiful seismic shot from Chovy. Faker buys a little bit of time here with the stasis, and he ain't dead yet. Gen.G looking for a little more as the Glacial Prison doesn't get a lot of value. Over the wall, Doran has to jump back away as Keen wants another stun, this time on the Gumayushi. Owner re-entering back into the fight as Chovy is trapped inside the Cataclysm. Owner goes back over the wall with a nice EQ combo. Faker down very low. Canyon needs a little bit more damage as Ruler takes out Carrier. T1 on the run. Gen.G with the defense.
A slight
challenge this. You can see Keen trying to pick up the red buff, the team-wide red buff for Gen.G before this fight starts. Doran is coming around on the flank. Keen might just see him here, depending on if Doran gets the skip and slash over the wall in time. Doran's going to be caught out. Keen immediately sees him, but Doran only loses about 1/3 HP. The Drake has been aggroed, pulled, but it's too far down. The patience will be lost, and it resets back towards its home before it can be taken low enough for a smite fight.
Doran's going to TP back. He just went back to base here. He already had the Seekers. He's ready to go pick up some wards.
Okay, Dragon at half HP. Gen.G still looking to burn this one down. Weaver's wall's already been fired. It's slated, secured by Gen.G. Canyon here in the front line, but he's not dead yet. Finally going to be cut to pieces. Gumayushi grab the killing spree. Gen.G defensive positioning as finally the Jax makes his way in. Owner trying to escape back out as Ruler is under pressure off to the right. Keen in the middle of everybody trying to do the damage, but it does not work. T1 have already won the fight and they want even more. Gen.G running into the wrong side of the jungle, and T1 hunt them down. Chovy sidesteps a deadly flourish as Ruler and Duro try to fight back, but Carrier runs him over. Gumayushi's on a rampage. Gen.G are aced.
the coordination.
But you just know they're on the wrong side of the map, and T1 back to live. We got to go because they're on Baron.
The Baron ready for the next minion wave to crash while Doran enchants the wave over in mid at the same time. Canyon throws out a Glacial Prison, but there's no follow-up. Immediately T1 fires back, and Gen.G have lost their main engage. Owner puts Chovy in the Cataclysm, but he has to get back away. Canyon's about to die. Faker needs a little bit more damage that he will not find, but it just makes space. T1 now firing onto 2 inhibitors at the same time, and bottom and mid lanes will now surge with super minions as the Nexus turrets are under fire. Ruler's calling, very little efficacy as that first Nexus turret is about to drop to the enchanted cannon minions. Gen.G scrambling for the defense as T1 continue the push. A ton of damage onto Duro, and Gen.G are not holding. The Nexus is open. Canyon's in the middle of everybody, but he's already down. Gen.G are no match for the T1 team fighting. Keen goes golden, but it's all too late. Another double for Guma. Faker is godlike.
You're sending in that buy, this eye on the Nautilus into the backline here, and it's going to be Camille in the top lane. Doran had a spectacular performance, I remember, from playoffs here, in the MSI.
Over those two, we've been seeing him landing the decimating smash charged up enough for the knockup. He'll use beautiful hook from Duro. Gumayushi with a flash. Ruler trying to follow as now Carry is the next target. Another shot goes through him. He shouldn't be low enough.
Did as well, so both those supports getting down there. Duro just trying to cover, make sure the
20 seconds until the grubs spawn. You have to imagine that Gen.G will look for it.
Immediately, though, engage coming out from Keen down here on the bottom side. Remember that Gumayushi has no flash. Keen just going in, beats him over the head with the hammer.
Answering him, so he's probably going to get a plate or two. At least one plate has already fallen. Owner, though, trying to answer on that top side. Carry's behind them.
Yeah, Carrier wants to make his angle into the fight, and there's the heroic entrance. The Wukong Galio combo deletes Ruler immediately, and the second cast of the Cyclone mows Duro down. T1.
So clean, honestly. They see Keen solo kill on the bot side, not to be outdone. Guma could be in trouble.
Yeah, a lot of danger there. The Dawning Shadow doesn't hit him, so critically not low enough towards that 0 HP mark as Canyon forces Owner back out of the grub pit. It's still 2 grubs over the side of T1, though. Doran ready to go in, wants to chase after Canyon. Faker and Owner dealing with Duro off to the side as another Nimbus strikes, ready to set it up with a Justice Punch, knocking him up into the air, and Owner ready to knock him right back down. Feet of Warfare. 3
so far. And Chovy going to be able to get out to those side lanes now, of course, working in towards the Roa and the Archangels.
This could be a play for Gen.G, though. Keen going to start it off here after Doran interrupts the hook shot, and Canyon's ready to show up to seal the deal. Keen started
the cross map, though. They will equalize the Dragons. Chovy wisely tries to push out that bot wave before Faker can respond, so he's going to be safe on the weak side. Going to start moving through his bot side jungle. Looks like Faker is not expecting this.
Okay, let's see if the Galio can get away from it. Faker does have his flash. He'll just use the taunt to make a little bit of space. He barely takes any damage at all. Now Keria and Owner are ready to show up. There's no counterpunch available though. The Scuttle Crab is also about to spawn in the top river. This is very important to try to control if you know that Herald fight is upcoming. Faker now trying to deal with Keen Scion that has stacked mostly armor as Keria and Gumayusi are going in. Ruler under a little bit of pressure, but he roots up Guma. Fires back with a little bit of damage as Gumayusi continues trying to escape. Has to flash. Doran's made his way into the back line. He wants to go after Canyon. Owner engages here with the Cyclone. Followed up with a Hextech ultimatum with the Dawning Shadows ready to back him up. Canyon staying alive, but T1 gets the kill and Gumayusi gets paid.
A close exchange, but it's T1 that get themselves the kill onto Canyon. Guma was forced to flash very early because of his positioning. Oh, a bit of danger for Doran.
Doran, rune prisoned up immediately. Flash over the wall from Duro for the dredge line. Doran down means Gen.G now have the opportunity. They started up the Drake, they pulled it out. Owner taking care of that one alongside Gumayusi as Doran's just going to get dove on. It's Canyon ready to start it, Chovy ready to finish it. T1 have lost their top laner, and Gen.G get the job done before the Drake can be claimed. That means
they don't even have to use the Herald to do it. And that is fantastic. That is going to be the feats of strength there for Gen.G, so they get the upgrade.
CK #1 seed. As Keen will face check into a brush. I don't think he's ever really worried about doing that. We'll see though if T1 can punish. They try to unload onto the tank. Keen ready to flash away as Ruler's trying to back him up here with the Dawning Shadow. Tons of damage onto the Scion. Duro makes his entry into the fight. Keen's gonna die, but now his dead body's ready to go. T1 try to disengage. Gen.G looking to fire back, but they won't find.
Here comes Duro.
Ruler's got the first kill into Owner as Faker tries to get away, but the Justice Punch will find no escape. A double kill to Chovy's Rise as Doran and Gumayusi barely hobble away. Canyon doesn't want to let him, and he's still looking for a little bit more. Doran and Gumayusi.
We're going to keep going.
We're already back to live, and the Otacon's halfway dead. T1 want to try to contest this as Gen.G have control of the area for now. They full send it. They want to go in after Doran, but they can't find enough damage to kill him here at the very start. T1 with a counter punch, but nothing just yet. Duro the first to die. Owner's got to try to get himself back away, but Faker's already down. Owner will follow. Gen.G 2 for 1, and they don't want to stop just yet. Chovy sends himself to his own death. And Gumayusi into the back, looks for Ruler. He finds him. T1 turning it around. Keen, the last man standing on Gen.G, and he wants even more. The shield ready to proc. Gumayusi ready to drop, and it's a bloodbath in top lane.
A slow fight, but it was going to be theirs.
And Keria's Poppy knocking Keen out of this game.
Yes.
T1 will need to find a way to get through him. And you can see the Corki damage. I want to guesstimate that about half of that went into Keen.
Yeah, he did about as much damage as the two highest on Gen.G put together. Duro looking to go in here with the dredge line. There's no follow-up damage from Gen.G just yet. Faker's getting juggled around, but he's still got a little bit of HP ready to go. Flashing out. Gumayusi in danger. Dawning Shadow! And the sun sets on Gumayusi as Faker is running towards the other side of the map. He's got backup nearby, but Gen.G are on the hunt. Can they find anything else? Will they overextend? No, they're going straight after the Otacon instead. Doran, Owner, and Keria all nearby. Faker still with a grand entrance to try to join up if he wants to, but it's all 5 from Gen.G here with the objective.
They don't have Gumayusi here. Oh, that
Keria. He wanted to find the Keeper's verdict to try to make it a fair fight, to try to give T1 a chance, but they won't get it. A nice flash to dodge that potential ulti as now Doran gets found out. Keen doesn't hit him with an decimating smash. Duro still walking over here in the Nautilus. The ulti's not available, but Vise is immediately into the dredge line to follow. Doran's gonna Hex Tech ultimatum, but the only ultimatum is...
And Ruler 80+ stacks, and they have the sustain here, so they're feeling confident to start this Baron.
And Owner is exactly the target they want. The T1 jungler dead before he can blink his eyes, and Gen.G make their way to Baron.
Keen just choo-chooed straight into Owner. There was no way for him to escape. And with the jungler gone, this becomes a very challenging steal.
Okay. Keria doesn't have Smite right now. I'm looking at the scoreboard. The Baron's down to 2,000.
Yeah,
Gen.G backing away from it. Keria with the Smite ready to go. Yeah, Smite going over the wall, but it's still going to be claimed by Canyon. T1 will lose their support. We'll lose the Baron. We'll lose Gumayusi. We'll lose control in game 2. 6,000 gold lead, Gen.G.
Carrier tried to go for the steal for the Heroics. T1 know this game is quickly slipping away from them, but Canyon outsmites him, is able to grab it and secure that.
And again, another kill on Doran after the fact. This Camille picked late in the draft. This Camille, so important for the comp. 2 and 6. There's not a single man on Gen.G who's not ahead of his counterpart. Game number 2, they're in total control.
I mean, Ruler's closing in, finally going to be spotted now, and they could just look to try to pincer him. Chovy's not afraid at all.
Yeah, Owner did a great job playing around the fog there for a little bit, but once Spy targets you with the ulti, the clone can't save you. Chovy on a rampage. T1 jungler dead for 45, and the Dragon's alive. Ocean Soul for Gen.G.
An easy pick for Gen.G. A slippery play from Owner. But it's the MasterCard price this moment. Dragon Soul secured. Keen with the dive.
Immediately engages on Doran, and Chovy's ready to follow. Doran is sent to Rune Prison, and Chovy is the warden. Gen.G keeping the push going. Owner still dead for another 15. Doran dead for more than 30 seconds. A baroned up Gen.G making their way into the T1 base with a 10,000 gold lead. With a Dragon Soul, they've got their sight. They're so tanky. They've got so much regen. But T1 still thinks they've got to try something here. Doran goes in. He wants to go over the wall and find Chovy. He does, but Keen prevents any backup from arriving. Faker with a grand entrance, but it's only from his own exit. Doran is already down. Faker's about to follow as Keen is not even dented. Still damage from Owner, but nothing worth mentioning. A double for Gen.G. It's only Carrier left, and he won't last long. One last shot from Ruler rules out any chance of a T1 stall, and Gen.G march it into the base.
Exceptional protection as T1 desperately tried to find something back, but it was not enough.
Nexus turrets are just a formality at this point. Gen.G with the tanky comp strikes back in game 2. Both of them 0 and 8 at this event. We'll see if T1 can break that curse here, as the AD carry for Gen.G will be Sivir.
So Sivir rising
HP on both of our AD carries as the auto attacks keep flying back and forth. The junglers both collecting their second buffs, but it is Gumayusi and Carrier getting the better trade. Flash from Duro, but he's still caught. First blood, 2v2.
We'll see Canyon in a position. No, he's just going to drop a ward and realizes that there is no fight here. Chovy has to go back to base. Duro's got to be careful.
Yeah, Duro caught with a handshake there, but a nice shattering strike ready to respond. Canyon joining up with his bot lane.
Push out. AD carry top for T1, which means that T1 will have better positioning, but Duro and Chovy cutting off the route for Carrier, who just ticked over to level 6. That could very well be the level difference.
Okay, keep your eyes on the engage going in immediately. Doran trying to use the Ornhorn, but it only finds its way on a Canyon. Now they got to try to continue to look for a little bit more engage. The lights go out, but enough ready for Gen.G as they tried to fight back. Canyon with the flashback over the wall as Ruler fires out with a ricochet. Doran trying to get his way out as the Shurima shuffle defends T1. Gen.G take control of the topside river. There's no kills, there's no bodies, but Gen.G no longer deal with resistance. T1 forced all the way out as Gumayusi lets the feathers fly, but nobody on Gen.G is under threat. Available for Keen, but he's also already here. T1 are starting up the objective. Gen.G are coming down to try to do something about it. Equalizer drop, but it only finds Owner. Magnet Storm, again, only on Owner. Here comes the Ornhorn as T1 are firing back. 1 for 1 here at the very start as Doran and Gumayusi have to fall back. Tibbers the front line for Gen.G. Faker goes in, but he doesn't have the range for the shuffle. Now Tibbers still tanking it up. Beautiful blade caller. Gen.G trying to get away now as Ruler's down to 200. Guma down to 200. Chovy nearly kills him, but it's still just the 1 for 1. The target. Teleport coming in from T1.
Here we go.
Herald's already down to about 4,000. T1 got to be ready to turn out the lights here. Soon with the back and Storm already crashes down from Duro. Equalizer over the top and a ton of damage back into the Gen.G support. Backline of Gen.G under a little bit of pressure as Ruler's first to die. Owner going in looking for Chovy here too. Canyon shoveled away as Chovy has to run. T1 domination. Another kill about to come through as Doran follows Keen. and not a single man on T1 has fallen. The recall from Chovy trying to get away. The handshake denies it. Chovy on the run with the blast cone, but he's not going far. Owner ready here with a spell shield. Needs a little bit more. A double kill to Keria. A 7-1 game for T1.
It is a great engage from Duro, but it is a better answer from Keria.
In game 3, a 3,000 gold lead, the additional reward after the fight. They claim soul point as well. We are only 17.5 minutes into the game, and Gen.G now the random AoE damage from the burn. So now Gen.G, they're starting up the Otacon, but no Chovy ulti. It could be very risky. T1, they don't have Faker here. He doesn't have a teleport. Gen.G are trying to force the issue before the T1 mid laner arrives. They've got the Otacon down to 3,000. Canyon's about to die. He stays alive with a nice crescent guard as it's stolen away by Owner. T1 find exactly what they need, and Owner with the clutch steal tops it off with a double kill. Gen.G just completely lost.
Off the back of that, this is going to be an over 5,000 gold lead now. So I want to see that replay
to the tower. Gen.G is feeling the pressure across the map. Duro desperately trying to find a flank.
Duro wants the flank, but Keria has marked him. Look at Canyon, he's over the wall here. He has the flash on the Xinjiao. Equalizer already used. Magnet Storm over the top, and it doesn't find a lot. Hostile takeover, roaring through the river. Gumayushi's already killed Duro. 3 dead on Gen.G. T1 are ruthless. Owner is unstoppable, and that Dragon Soul is...
T1 turn around the fight easily, claim the soul, extend the gold lead even further, and it feels like T1 are about to send us to match point.
The team fighting in this series has been nothing short of incredible. Ruler looking to get a bit of revenge.
Yeah, flashing after Keria to get this kill. One more auto attack is what he needs. Shut down on the enemy support. Keria 2-0-10 before that.
Baron here, but we'll pull off.
All right, Gen.G, they gotta make something crazy happen. Chovy looking for an opportunity as T1 try to back away. Owner's gonna turn out the lights. Chovy's been found waiting in the brushes as the hostile takeover with the Doran ulti combine to instantly execute Gen.G. T1 with a quadra kill for Gumayushi.
He wants the
Gen.G
penta.
thought they had a plan, and T1 denied it.
Is dominating in game 3.
This game is mandatory VOD review.
Gen.G, they realize we have got to send it, but look at this over the wall. Plus the Nocturnal has the lights turned off. He is out of vision. The positioning is perfect from Keria. That is why this guy has won as much as he has. Faker now in trouble.
Yeah, Faker's been caught out, tries to use Emperor's Divide to make himself enough space for his team to show up, and yes, he does. Now Owner enters into the paranoia. His target is Keen. Keria ready to follow up here, goes for the handshake, finds the enemy top laner. Faker's on a killing spree, and Ruler tries to run. Owner's in hot pursuit, and the Fear Tether doesn't have the range to proc just yet. Ruler's the target, Gumayushi's the killer, and Faker cashes in. A double kill for the Azir as T1 break into the base.
There is a cost for attacking the Emperor himself, and Gen.G have been forced to pay it. The Nexus is in their eyes.
T1 with a 5v3. First Nexus turret the target. Hostile takeover zones Gen.G away. T1 19-2. 13,000 gold ahead. All they need is a minion wave. They've got it here at the Nexus. Duro's next to die, and Chovy's Annie is about to follow. T1 in the strongest performance thus far. Removes the Cassante possibility for Keen in a game 5. As Faker's game 4 pick, it is Control Mage and a Control Mage with the Hui.
This is what it is.
Scrappy here early on, not as much as we saw in the previous game, but Canyon thinking about getting involved here in the mid lane. 2 immobile Control Mages. Faker's got to try to run. The flash chomp from Canyon. Power Siphon sets it up. Canyon knocks it down. King's Tribute, you get a nice surge of healing after you take down one of these large targets. Back in mid lane, the trades back and forth. and with Chovy using the Void Storm, the Arcane Storm, to just get a little bit of extra tempo over Faker here, make sure he's keeping that pressure up.
Gonna be able to stay safe up on that top side. Worried about a potential look for grubs, but Dorian gonna get the bad news. Canyon's here.
Yeah, Canyon's ready to chase after the Cassante. They don't want to allow him to get good all-out value, but Doran does it anyway. Canyon, he's caught out of position. The Impale has him stuck, but he stays alive with a little bit of extra healing. Canyon getting away for now. Super Mega Death Rocket can't finish the job as Doran stays alive. Canyon's the one closest to death. Owner's still chasing, throws another rock, but it won't matter. Somehow, nobody dies.
Exchange of flashes in the top lane as T1 also tried to make a play in mid. Chovy was being threatened by Carrier, the knockup that comes through from the Tahm Kench, and ultimately this builds up towards
kill on the jungler feels bad in the moment, but it feels good enough to get the objective as Owner's making his way into the top side. Ishtal's impact slams Keen into the wall, and Doran with some footwork.
Hovering around top once more. It does make sense to try and funnel some resources into Keen. Can they really pull this off?
The all-out is ready to go again. Doran outplaying it last time around, and he's ready to go again. All out. Keenan in a little bit of danger, but Canyon looking to burst him down in time. Doran drops, and Keen stays alive. Owner and Faker wanted to show up, but they can't get there, and it means that Gen.G...
And so immediately they look to put the pressure on. Topside, Gen.G trying to cross map. Keen trying to hold this wave.
Yeah, Keen really doesn't want to give away the first turret this early, especially when his team's looking to put the damage into the top side. Tier 1, Keen holding on, but the final rocket finds the target. T1 now trying to get a kill onto Keen. Carrier gobbles him up. Gumayushi shoots him down. T1 tie up the kills.
Your meal is served, Carrier and Owner. Serving up Keen on a silver platter.
Gumayushi is being accelerated. The feats of
Drake
war
to 1. For both sides here, as Canyon's going to start up the Herald on his own. T1 still looking for control over the mid wave. They'll push it up slightly faster, but Ruler can easily clear the minion right after. Carrier jumps in on an abyssal dive, and Gen.G's ready to fire back. Carrier in danger, trying to pop the thick skin. Stays alive for now, but Ruler jumps in. Feet of Warfare going to be claimed by Gen.G, and T1 picked the wrong moment. Gen.G were ready to absorb the engage. They'll take the kill, they'll take the feat, and they'll take themselves the Herald.
Duro so quick to re-engage off of Carrier trying to make a play on the map. Duro takes a chunk of damage. T1 trying to contest his tower.
Spiraling despair on Ruler. He's got to flash away to stay alive. Keen putting a little bit of pressure onto Doran now as Chovy makes his way back into the fight here too. Gumayushi low on health, low on mana. Doran footwork over the wall, barely stays alive. Gen.G will not allow T1 anything more.
The feats are going to be decided by the next objective here. This game so tense right now. Herald summoned up here. Gen.G going to be able to likely knock this tower down, but T1 still staying around, seeing if there's any possibility to at least stop the Herald from charging.
Might just give it away. They're going to focus on the tier 2 in the top lane instead. They want to build the gold lead that will now balloon to over 2,500. It will be the feats claimed by the side of T1. The Infernal Drake is theirs. 2-1 on the Drake count. The extra magical boots in their pockets. Or on their feet. Being weak early as it stacks has kind of passed. The item will still have plenty of value once he gets all of those. And especially considering the last game, the 0 kills, 0 assists. Chovy's having a great time here now. A little more damage is all they need on Doran, but Carrier gets him out alive. You can't say the same thing for the turret as Gen.G take another objective. It's 4 turrets to 1. T1 seeing if there's anything they can find after, but for Duro, it's an easy grand entrance back of the wall. Ruler slammed in. Owner goes for the Impale, but there's no backup. T1 desynchronized, and Owner has to use...
Gen.G looking fierce here in Game 4.
They really are, and Owner there, kind of uncharacteristic mistake. He has been so steady, so stalwart. T1 should be able to grab this tower in the mid lane, but you know, even if the extra members weren't there from Gen.G, you spend the ulti on Ruler, try to move in and contest vision if they want to do it.
T1 still playing cautiously here as their mid laner is over in the mid lane. Duro looking to make a move onto Faker. He finds the grand entrance with a quickness, and Ruler puts bullets through Faker's heart. Gen.G with a kill on the enemy mid laner now has control.
Duro has been fishing for so many picks, and he finally finds one onto the mid laner of T1. Faker is caught. Gen.G have the numbers advantage, and they're looking to take everything from T1's jungle.
They're going to start by stealing away the red buff. They're going to continue by putting down vision control. They are going to pressure in a 5v4 situation. A TP about to show up as the gravity well welcomes Doran to the battlefield. Duro stunned up into the wall. Grand exit right back over. Doran goes all out. Ton of damage on the King. He's going to get killed. Ruler ready to get excited. Ton of damage on the T1 and they're all getting evaporated. T1 are washed from the rift and Gen.G crashed down like a tidal wave.
Punished by the Gen.G solo laners. They got so much damage down onto him. Again, Owner spent the ult on only Duro. They can't even kill him during it. As soon as
they'll try to get something on the other side of the map, claim the tier 1 turret, but they won't get a chance. Chovy's already there. Canyon will take the Drake. Super mega, nearly 2,000 gold over his counterpart. Gen.G will start the objective. T1 are going to see it there with the severing bolt over the wall. They're going to scramble to try to get into range, but immediately Faker is already targeted Duro with a beautiful start to the fight. Nobody on T1 dead yet. As Owner over the wall looking to try to engage. Super Mega Death Rocket finds a target. Ruler's still alive, but Doran's going after him. The Baron down to 2,000. Chovy's already on a rampage. Guma dies. T1 die. Gen.G hold the smoking gun, and they're marching down mid lane with Baron.
A phenomenal team fight for Gen.G as they weather the pressure of T1. They set their sights on the Nexus, and they're looking to bring us to Game 5.
Faker is alive, but he stands alone. Gen.G with a 5-man push. They dive Faker, they ace T1, and they guarantee us one final game. Gen.G tie up the series.
Could be smart.
Oh, they're going full. Ooh.
Nope.
Oh.
We're going Pike.
My goodness, Duro.
Farming this plate. They almost have knocked down their first plate already, and Owner's showing up on top side.
Owner wants Keen. Doran's waiting for the flash follow. Ruthless Predator Spectral Maw. T1 first blood.
And it goes to Owner
to take that first objective. Not going to be contested. As you can see, Doran again just getting the better of his opponent in that 1v1 with Renekton versus Aatrox matchup. This is the time that we're seeing this game flash away from Carrier there with pressure from Duro and Canyon. This is the time here in the match. If there's ever a time to stand up, that's the time to do it. T1 though might just get dove. Make it rain, putting the pressure on. Gumayushi with a flash away. Between worlds goes Chovy and Carrier goes down. Guma goes with them. A double kill for Ruler.
Gen.G pull off the perfect dive there, juggling the aggro flawlessly. Carrier and Guma get more than just the defense. If they were going to get a fight, be able to actually collapse and force and maybe get a kill. Because that was a lot of time spent just to get that red. They're looking for Canyon.
Beautiful engage from Owner. Spectral Maw on Canyon. The Nidalee, no way out. A heartbreaker from Owner is a heartbreaker for Gen.G fans.
With his ulti, does earn them this dragon here. Gen.G don't get a kill, but do
TP available.
Faker pushing the tier 1 turret in the bottom lane the entire time. The skill shots fly back and forth in mid. Keen and Chovy will start up the Herald, but T1 can sense something is going wrong here. Owner jumps in for the Spectral Maw on Duro, but he misses. Doran looking off to the side, but he's already been chunked. T1 bringing in the TP as Gen.G go after the Herald. It is claimed and secured by Canyon. Keen trying to get away from the Karma Root as Doran goes over the wall. Flash Ruthless Predator. Doran is low. Bullet time gets him. Gumayushi barely staying alive, but it's 2 kills back the other way. Chovy.
Ruler just steps back and finds a massive bullet time channeled across everyone. Guma has to and Caitlyn. Feels like it would be a very dangerous fight to take.
Duro again going fishing with the bone skewers. Keen lands the Infernal Chains onto Carrier, but the Karma's plenty fast enough to step away. Chovy going between worlds. Carrier the target here at the very start, as now Doran's going to be burst down very quickly. Q3 won't kill him, and Gen.G don't get their man just yet. Doran's still getting away as Chovy gets enough damage, and Keen gets the kill. Gen.G execute, and Doran.
Potential flank there, but everyone from Gen.G showed up. Faker's in bot lane doesn't have his teleport.
We contested here. Doran's hanging around. Renekton can't do anything over the wall, and Canyon T1 are going after the Otacon. It's already down to half HP. Duro and Ruler stepping up. Doran taking a little bit of damage as the bullet time flies out. Doran, 1/3 HP. It buys enough time for Gen.G to try to revive. Canyon has made his way into the objective. Looking to smite it down. Canyon's Nidalee gets the Otacon. Gumayushi caught between worlds, and Gen.G take him straight to hell. kill. Keen, wings spread wide, looks for more. Canyon misses the spear. Keen hits the Q2, needs a little bit more damage, trying to find it. Chovy forces a flash, and Gen.G. Faker and Doran over the backside of the pit looking for their entry here into the fight. The Drake down to 3K. Chovy going between worlds. T1 forced away. Drake claimed by Ruler. Now Owner and Faker here at the very start. Reset for Owner. He's low, but he ain't dead yet. Keen goes in for the killing spree. Stunned up by Doran, but Ruler is still ready to fire. Doran wants to slice and dice, but it's a double kill to Keen. Chovy still chasing. Faker only tagged with a 2-4
Does get targeted. Faker finds an incredible angle.
He has all the additional stats from being all these levels higher. He is going to be so tough to deal with.
Big chunk there onto Carrier with the spear. Now Gen.G's got to be a little bit careful. Owner goes in for the Spectral Maul, but Duro dashing back away. TP coming in as Gen.G immediately trying to go after Doran. A lot of damage back onto him with the bullet time over the top, but they ain't going to find a kill here just yet. Chovy looking to get away. Keen unstoppable. Nobody on Gen.G is down. Keen with a double kill. And Gen.G are so much better in the team fights.
Their efforts are not enough. T1 cannot find a single member, and with the Baron available, Gen.G will secure it. Now T1 being shepherded by Duro, they look to secure a tower. They're trying their best to escape. Duro will let them free as the Baron is secured.
One is going to be able to answer the top lane. Doran was trying to push out that bot lane wave to be able to answer there.
Chase after Keen because they've got to find any opportunity they can, but the cost is the
Gen.G. You can see these luxury items starting to come through as well. The Zonias is done for Canyon.
Daring T1 to answer them at the Baron. Chovy and Duro are the ones in position to try to interrupt. Faker goes in for the flash charm, but he won't find it. Owner looking for a chance to steal with the bullet time, immediately forcing him all the way away. He tries to survive, but Canyon will bear. Gen.G with the push in the top and mid lane simultaneously. Doran and the rest of T1 trying to defend. It is still 20 seconds until Owner is back alive. The Baron minions have made their way to the Nexus turrets. The first already half dead as Gen.G changed their attention over to the mid lane tier 3.
The pressure is unrelenting. The wave clear just isn't there for T1. Now 2 inhibitors fall. It's simply a matter of time.
Owner is back alive. The last stand of T1. Doran slices forward, but it won't matter. The first Nexus turret is already about to die. T1 struggling to defend. Duro with a bone skewer. T1 backing away. Gen.G with a massive advantage already in the health bars as Guma's chunked to half. Chovy goes between worlds. Guma goes down. Carrier goes down. Gen.G, they did not falter on the road to MSI. They did